almost Christmas, everyone. I was just testing the gift for paper cuts. They're very dangerous, and we wouldn't want anyone to get hurt, especially me, at Christmas. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. I hope you all have your tea, because I don't. I have hot chocolate. Ah, got you. Sugar-free Swiss Miss. Really wish I had the one with the little marshmallows, because that one brings me joy. But I'm being a very good girl and having my sugar-free. So sugar-free is still good. I just love marshmallows. I mean, who doesn't? They're little soft pillows of joy. I will not lie, though. I have been stirring it with a candy cane because I am not perfect. I don't remember if I shared this with you in a previous video. And if you've been following along, you know that I was diagnosed earlier a few months ago with pre-diabetes. Well, when I went back for my follow-up appointment, I was down by 2 points, which does not seem like a lot, but 2 points brought me out of pre-diabetes. And my doctor told me I need to stop being afraid of food, because I kind of gave myself a whole thing where I'm like afraid to eat, and I like literally do not eat sugar, do not eat carbs, do not eat, to the point where I was like exhausted every day and causing other problems. So I stir my hot chocolate with a candy cane right now. That's an exception, not the norm, though. I am doing an extra video today. It's not really extra because technically I'm behind on my videos. It's more that I'm lonely. I'm not lonely. I was talking to a friend today who I was hoping to hang out with, a new friend, and she is super busy because she's going home to visit her family, and but we were catching up, and because we're new friends, we were doing the whole, favorite movies, favorite books, favorite things to do, and we got to hobbies, and I'm never quite sure what to put, like how to put my favorite hobby. So I stopped and thought about it, and she was like, why are you thinking so hard about your hobby? And I said, well, because I don't want to get it wrong, because so often I get it wrong, because I mentioned the sewing part first. That's not really my hobby, because hobby is usually something you enjoy doing, and as we all know, I don't enjoy the sewing part. So I thought about it, and I said, my hobby is dressing up and running around dressed up, having fun. And she was like, okay, explain. And I said, well, for example, one of my favorite things to do is to wear historical costumes and go to a place that is historical or looks historical, and have teas or picnics or go for walks or just run amok with my friends. And she said, oh, so like cosplay. And I said, well, kind of. And I said, I have done cosplay, and I do a little cosplay, but cosplay seems to me to dress up, take fun pictures and videos, and then you're done. What I love to do is dress up and go have fun in it. Yeah, you might take a few pictures. Yeah, you might take a video. But that's like 5 minutes tops, where you're going to spend an hour, more 2 hours or whatever, just having so much fun all dressed up in costume, especially when it's with your friends. And she thought that sounded really cool. Also said it doesn't sound like something she could ever do. So Is my music too loud? I just realized I think my music's too loud. Alexa, volume 1, please. Okay. If it was too loud, I'm sorry. And if it wasn't too loud and now it's too soft, I'm also sorry. I put a Christmas instrumental station on in the background. And kind of forgot about it when I started this video. Because as we know, I'm not the greatest planner. Anyway, I don't know if this will be a costuming friend because her interests are very different, but that's okay. It's good to have friends that are wide range of things. But she asked me a couple of questions, and some of them were, what are you working on right now? And I said, nothing. I am working on absolutely nothing. No projects, no sewing projects, nothing for right now. And she goes, oh, okay. It's because of the holidays. So you're planning for next year, right? And I was like, yes. And didn't really go into detail because I have this problem. There are so many things I want to make. And the more I look at stuff on Pinterest and Instagram and different various online sites and museum sites, and the more stuff I want to make, the more fandoms I learn about, the more stuff I want to make, the more stuff I want to make. So trying to narrow it down to, hey, you can only make X amount per year, and me being me, it's usually limited compared to other people because, I'm not the greatest seamstress and I sew so slowly. So, I decided that what I should do is look at the holes in my historical wardrobe. The eras that I don't have or that that are kind of missing, and start aiming for those. And then I can pick 1 or 2 or 3, like cosplays or various individual projects to go scattered throughout. So 2023 is going to be the year that I finally tackle the 1700s. I've said this before, and I'm so scared of the 1700s. I have a very poorly made corset, so I'm going to have to make a new one. Or get a really good paying job, please, so I can buy one, or commission one, or whatever. Because I hate making corsets. Out of everything there is to make, corsets. And it's just because I'm so bad at it. And I have a set of panniers. I believe I have a back, the back pillow pad. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a double pillow pad. Can't remember what it's called. You're probably shouting it to me if you're a historical costumer. I'm sorry. Can't remember what it's called. That comes along later in the 1700s. And then I also have I have the very basics. I have a petticoat. I have a wrap top. And then I have an outfit that I bought from my costumer friend, Lady Rebecca Fashions, several years ago. In fact, the first year we met in 2019. So, we met in 2018, but I moved to Washington, we became friends in 2019. So, I need to make my own. I need to branch out. I have fabric. I have specific fabrics that I have put aside for these wondrous 18th century projects that I have just not done because I'm afraid. But what's my other quote? I mean, I know I'm always saying, don't edit, Leaves time for more mistakes. But my other quote is, be afraid. Do it anyway. Sew it anyway. I'm pointing over there because my sewing machine is still out. I should put it away because it's almost Christmas, but it is still out because I need to fix something. I tore something the other day. Shoot, what was that? Oh, I stepped on the hem of my skirt and I tore I need to fix that. So 17th century. So I need to make or preferably buy, but it's probably going to end up being make because financial stuff is in the red it's going to be in the red for a while. A corset. Not looking forward to it, but I'm going to have to do it. Along with that corset, I also am going to be making myself a new 1830s, 1840s corset because I bought this red threaded corset packet a few years ago. It's got all the fabric in it and all the busk, everything you need to make the corset. I made it for a corset sew along with what's her name? I love her. Her name is also Emily, but she spells it really cool with 2 E's at the end. I'm going to remember her name later and probably have to put it in the description. Her Instagram name. And anyway, she's an absolute delight. She's a cosplayer who is absolutely joyous. Dang it just went out of my head. Anyway, she does these sew-alongs, and I bought this to do the sew-along, and then something happened, got busy, wasn't able to sew along. So I really want to make this next year. That's 2 corsets though, so the 1700s corset comes first. I think I'm going to go with, I have a pattern somewhere. I wasn't able to find it. So organizing my patterns is another goal for the upcoming year. Organizing everything is an upcoming goal, but patterns especially. Not just shoving them somewhere, but actually organizing them and making a new rule for myself that I cannot pull out more than 1 pattern at a time. Do you do this? I pull out like 1 pattern, get it all prepped, and then I get like sidetracked to something else, or I'm like, oh, I want to make these 3 things, so I pull out all 3 patterns and then they get spread out such a problem. I need to learn to focus on 1 thing at a time and just follow it from beginning to end. I know I have the red threaded for, I want to say it's like the late 1770s, early 1780s or something corset. It does not tie up the front. It only ties up the back. I'm not sure. I have a couple of different ones, but I think the red threaded one might be the one I want to make the most, just because I like the idea of that smoother line in the front. But the benefit of having a frontal closure as well as a back closure is fitting it perfectly to you and being able to get yourself in and out of your corset, which I currently cannot do. Handsome hubby, oh, you should see it. One day, I promise you. Okay, 2023, we will do a video where you get to watch Handsome hubby put me into my corset. It is vastly embarrassing to me, but he is amazing. I mean, he just grabs those strings and he's like, hooah, hooah, hooah. And I'm like, and I have to like hold on to stuff. And he's just like, hooah, hooah, hooah. He's like, how's that feel? And I'm like, that's good. No problem. I mean, it's fabulous. He's amazing. Okay. So some of the 18th century projects that I want to make for 2023, in case you want to make your own, follow along, hold me to my word, because I definitely want you to do that. One of them is I've always wanted to make the Roben chemise. Roben chemise. I'm so not great with the 1700s names for all the gowns and stuff, but it's the later century gown. Sorry, the light is really bright on the shiny plastic, but I'm sure you're familiar with it. It basically was introduced in the later 1700s, 1790 to 1800 it says, and it looks like a fluffy, airy chemise dress. And while many of them, the majority of the ones that you will see in portraits are white, there are a few exceptions, but the majority are white, and that is to go with the theme of the chemise. And they either have kind of not quite at the waist, but like a high, you can't see me, sorry, like a high waist. So instead of like the waist, a high waist here, or it will have like a two waist seams. And I believe they're drawstring. Not 100%. There's a couple different sleeve options you can do. Usually there's a colored ribbon around the waist. And they're just these light, airy chemise dresses that just look delightful and fun. And this will probably be a summer outfit, like a summer costume. So that means that I'm going to want to start working on it like in the spring, because knowing how slow I sew, I'm going to want to start working on things like the season ahead, if not 2 seasons ahead. So, one of the other projects that I really, really want to work on, I don't know why I keep pulling my sleeve. What? This is actually my pajamas. Welcome to my Christmas pajamas. This is Minnie Mouse. My handsome husband has Mickey Mouse Christmas pajamas. They're from last Christmas. My parents like to send Christmas pajamas every Christmas. And I'm wearing just my tulle netted skirt because there's a hole in the tulle back here that I am trying to kind of do some little stitches through to keep it together so it won't tear. And I just decided to keep it on. So, sorry I didn't dress up for you today. But I think very highly of you. So that is not why I didn't dress up for you today. So, I had posted this. I know I posted about this on Instagram. I'm not sure if it was this past year or the year before. But there's this sewing project I really, really want to do. And while I was upstairs digging around for 17th century project inspirations, I came across this one. I was like, oh my gosh, how in the world have I not done that yet? So years and years and years ago, I had like a handful of Barbies, and I still have like 4 of them or so. And I love them so much. And I really want to recreate this one. This is a Hallmark special edition Fair Valentine Barbie from the Be My Valentine Collectors series. It's the 3rd in a series. It is there a date? Anyway, it's based on a portrait called Portrait of a Woman by Jacques-Louis David Jean H. Fragonard, courtesy of the Fine Art Images Inc. of New York. And they have a copy of the photo. Oh, I'm sorry, it's so shiny. Can you see that? Here, I'm going to try and get that a little closer. Not so shiny. They have a copy of the portrait inside. Now, this is a very orangey looking copy of the portrait. And I think it's just the way they have it printed here. The doll, as you can see, is not orangey. It's in pink and teal. And if you look at the portrait online, it looks pink and teal. So this is a Barbie that is basically during the 18th century's pastoral period, where they painted these kind of pastoral shepherdess looking ladies in these foofy, elegant gowns with these little lacy aprons and these floaty sleeves and just elegance itself. Anyway, she hasn't even been out of her box. My mom was one of those, like, don't play with that doll, it's valuable, you know. Some of my dolls did get played with, though, and I have since found out how much they would be worth and have keeled over. But I can't sell her. She's gorgeous. Anyway, I have wanted to recreate this fabric or this outfit for years. And it's been on the plan for, I don't know, a couple of years now. And I actually have most of everything I need, most of the fabrics. I have the teal. I found the perfect lacy fabric for this apron, this over apron. I have the fabric for the sleeves. And I have some options for the pink fabric. I just have to stop being so picky and just pick one of them. So, my 18th century shepherdess based on a portrait is going to happen 2023. Because it's pink and teal, it will probably be a spring or summer make. But that makes me super excited, that one too. There are a couple of other 18th century outfits that I had planned previously or have been in the works and I just gave up on. So I might pull some of those out of the naughty pile and take a look at them. And then there's also, I also have this beautiful pink cotton jacquard. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Do you ever read words all the time and you say it one way in your head, but you've never said it out loud? Yeah. I mean, I think I've said it out loud a few times, but not really to people who probably know how to better say it. So I think it's a jacquard, or could be a brocade, but I don't think so. Anyway, it's gorgeous. And I have this huge bolt of it that I have been saving for several years now to make an 18th century dress out of. And I really want it to get made. And if it's not going to get made, then it needs to become something else. Because this is also the year of make it or sell it. Because I have a lot of really nice fabric and I'm tired of it sitting around. If I am too afraid to use that fabric, then I need the money and it has to go. So I need to look at my fabrics and decide, do I really love that? Am I willing to cut into that and make something I love out of it? Okay, then I need to commit, because otherwise it needs to go. And I need to go get a faux fabric or something that I am less worried about cutting into. I know a lot of people preach, the virtues of 100% cotton, 100% silk fabrics. And I am right there with you. They are so much more breathable. They are so much easier to care for, all of that. But sometimes you can't afford it. Or sometimes you are terrified of that 100% silk fabric because you're just so worried you're going to ruin it. Or you know that you are the type of person who drags their costumes through the mud or ends up in the water or spills everything on them or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if that's the case and you're really just going to have it sit on a shelf and look pretty, sell it to someone who will make something gorgeous out of it. Go buy yourself some lovely faux taffeta for however a yard that that you will not be worried about, or if you do spill something on it, you're like, well, at least it was only X amount of yard, so that you will make things and be happy. Because we should make things and be happy, right? 2023 is coming. It's like a week away, guys. Can you believe that? Didn't it come so fast? I swear, every year is faster. I know everyone says that, but this is me saying it. Every year is faster. 2023 is going to be an odd year because it's going to be a year of my first job in almost 4 years. It's going to be new schedules. It's going to be, I am cleaning up my life, like organization-wise. If there's not a place for it, it is leaving my house. I'm getting rid of it. I'm done holding on to stuff because I'm tired of bins and boxes everywhere, because it's just, it's not good for the soul. It's not good for the soul. What I have been doing is I've been taking pictures of stuff. If I'm like, oh, but I want to remember this, take a picture, then get it out of your house. You don't need that tangible thing taking up space in a box or a bin. Get rid of it. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Okay, that was not attractive. Anyway, my friends, I think that's about it. Oh, hey, you know what I really want to make? Have you ever made split pants or split skirt? I saw it on someone's Instagram the other day. I mean, I've seen it on a couple before, but I specifically saw it on an Instagram this week, and I wish I could remember whose Instagram it was. But they're just the coolest looking thing, because like, it's technically pants, but they're like culottes from like the 80s. Ooh, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't know about that because the 80s being way too long ago. But they're like so wide that they look like a skirt. So that's also on my to-do list for 2023, because split skirts just sound really cool. Really, really cool. I also plan on hopefully doing some traveling in 2023. Just traveling about. I want to visit some costuming friends. And yeah, new things on the horizon. What are you doing? What are your plans? Do you have costuming plans that you've already put together for 2023? I want to hear all about them. Now, I have a lot of weird nervous energy, so I can't guarantee there won't be any more videos, because there might be more videos like before Christmas, or this next week I might have a video, lots of videos. I don't know. I have this really weird energy with the end of the year approaching, so we'll see how it goes. Still making my plans video-wise, trying to determine kind of how I'm going to be doing my videos. Can't share them because they're secret. But I love you guys. I really do. I love your comments. I love your happy faces. I love that you're here with me, and I'm excited to hear about your projects, and I hope you are gonna have awesome plans for this upcoming weekend, and hope you're eating breakfast every meal of the day. I'm really becoming a huge advocate of breakfast for like lunch and dinner too, because breakfast is awesome. Also, yeah, don't forget to tip your wait staff. It's not like they'll let you forget. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.